That'll be fine. I will. Dad's well. Good. Say hi, Dad. Glad to hear it. And hello to Lyric. All right, we're caught up. Let's spin the wheel. I hope poetry comes up. Poetry hasn't come up yet, and I want to do a poem. A cappella, fair enough. Let us sing a song. Let's go to the theater. Let's sing These Foolish... Nah, it's all family in the room. I don't want to sing a love song to my family. That's weird. Let's sing Corduroy Blues. This is a blues song. Try to imagine harmonica and whatnot. When I was a boy, there was no limit to what I could eat. Shake after shake after shake after shake, followed by all kinds of red meat. Metabolism running around so fast, my body never gained no weight. That pissed off all my mama's friends and made my big bone sister irate. But now I'm a man and all that food frolicking has caused my ego to hurt. 'Cause even when I'm in the shower alone, I'm too embarrassed to remove my shirt. What made a millionaire out of Mr. Frito-Lay? I made a fat motherfucker out of me. What made a millionaire out of Mr. Frito-Lay? Made a fat motherfucker out of me. And all them cookies I've been munching lately, my feet are becoming difficult to see. It's an Adam Sandler song I forgot to tell you. I believe it was my daddy who led me to this eating disease by calling me the little candy ass when I couldn't finish a burger with cheese. Or maybe it was my mama who got me addicted to all the wrong foods. Only when I gobble down every chicken cutlet would I get to see mama's good moods. They said eat this, they said eat that, to say Santa there was no chance. And now when I walk, I hear corduroy even though I ain't wearing pants. What made a millionaire out of Mr. Frito-Lay? I made a fat motherfucker out of me. You fat fuck. You fat fuck. What made a millionaire out of Mr. Frito-Lay? I made a fat motherfucker out of me. And all that ice cream I've been eating lately, my chin's alone weigh 203. The diet starts tomorrow. I have a grapefruit for breakfast. For lunch, a bowl of white rice. Dinner time, it's a saltless potato. I ain't allowed no spice. If this diet's gonna work tonight, I can't eat no more. Just go to sleep, I say to myself as I close the bedroom door. 2 in the morning, I wake up to piss. My belly's hungry and aching. Tiptoe to the kitchen. Fuck the diet. Bring on the chips flavored with bacon. What made a millionaire out of Mr. Frito-Lay? I made a fat motherfucker out of me. You fat fuck. You fat fuck. What made a millionaire out of Mr. Frito-Lay? I made a tub of shit out of me. And all them crumb cakes I've been eating lately, I should have bought stock in Sara Lee. Sara Lee. Sara Lee. Sara Lee. Not my best work, but thanks for sticking in there. I love this album too. That was from, let's go back to the chat. For those of you who don't know, I do believe that was, that's from Adam Sandler, one of his wonderful comedy and sketch albums. I believe it's What the Hell Happened to Me. I believe his third album. I'm not 100% positive, but I enjoy all of them. So there we go. So how you doing, Dad? You all right? Lyric still here? She said, yeah, a song. I feel bad. I feel like I should have sung a song. It doesn't matter. Spin the wheel. No need to ask myself a bunch of questions. Let's just keep the show going. Oh, good. I'm glad you laughed. Sorry to startle the kids, but I'm glad somebody laughed. Roses and thorns. Yay, I love this part. Back to the talk show desk. Roses and thorns is a tradition that I have with my family where at the dinner table each night, we ask each other, what are your roses and thorns? What are the things you did yesterday that made you happy? What are the things yesterday that were kind of hard? Roses and thorns. I like to do it for the whole week here on the show, so I'd love it if you would post your roses and thorns in the chat. Right, rose, this happened. Thorn, that happened. For me, my rose this week, let's see. Got to have lunch with a friend I haven't seen in a long time. My health was good. I got a lot of sleep the first few days. I had a problem with my CPAP, in case you're interested. No, really not? Okay. But I had a problem with my CPAP, so I wasn't sleeping so well, but I slept very well this week, and that felt fantastic. My thorn is that Charlotte was sick all week. She was Tuesday through Friday. She said she was too sick to go to school, and I think she was bullshitting the last 3 days. But like, it's a whole thing. So she was just in the house feeling poorly, and I couldn't cheer her up, and she wouldn't let me read to her. She just wanted to sit in her room and look at her phone for 4 days straight, and that made me sad. What are your roses and thorns? Tell me all about it. I'll be right back after I spin the wheel. Acapella, good. We'll do a good song. I feel better. All right. That other one made me sad. Pretty sad. Let's see. My mama done told me when I was in short pants. My mama done told me, son, a woman will sweet talk and she'll give you the big eye. But when the sweet talking's done, a man is a two-face, a worrisome thing who'll leave you to sing the blues in the night. Now the rains are falling, hear the train a-calling, ooh-wee. My mama done told me, hear that lonesome whistle, growing thross the trestle, ooh-wee. My mama done told me, oh-wee-da-hoo-wee, clickety-clack, send the wind back the blues in the night. The evening breeze will start the trees to crying, and the moon will hide its light. When you get the blues in the night, take my word, the mockingbird sing the saddest kind of song. He knows that things are wrong, and he's right. From Natchez to Mobile, from Memphis to St. Joe, wherever the four winds blow. I've been in some big towns and heard me some big talk. But there is one thing I know, a woman's a two-face, a worrisome thing who'll leave you to sing the blues in the night. There we go. A little better. Back to the chat. We got all kinds of great stuff coming up. All right. The wheel has been updated. What updates did you make? I'm glad you asked. Pal, let me tell you. I have put Pick a Fight on there. I have made the Shakespeare half as likely to come up. Bugs Bunny did it better. You know, you're probably right. We're all students at the foot of the master. But let's see. What was that other question? The wheel. Got you. I had to Pick a Fight because a friend of mine who's doing very well on TikTok, he says that the things that have the best engagement are things that people disagree with. You know what I mean? People can argue. So I started that. I haven't had it come up on the wheel yet, but I'm very excited about it. And yeah, there you go. I think that's it. Lyric says her rose is she started a new job. What is your new job? What is your new job? I didn't even know. Congratulations. I'm glad you got something that works for you. Dad says his rose is the new Doctor Who series. Thorns, not enough Doctor Who. I understand. Let's talk about the new Doctor Who series for a second. I saw all 3 episodes. And if you haven't seen Doctor Who's new series, or you don't care, just do this for a minute, because I'm going to spoil it a little bit. Love the series. David Tennant, he's, I think, 25 years older than he was when he last played the Doctor. Looks great. Looks exactly the same, except now he doesn't want to shave. Wonderful performances. The lady who plays Donna Noble, very, very funny, interesting, moved fast. The last episode... man, Neil Patrick Harris was amazing. Way, 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 way over the top. It was so cool to see somebody play something so fearlessly. It was wonderful. And then it ended with a regeneration and kind of a variation from the norm, which doesn't make any sense to me at all, unless they're going to give David Tennant his own series, which I would watch. So I hope that works out. Let's keep going. Love Doctor Who. So glad it was there. I watched it last night. All right. Oh, hey, let's talk about the Rose Tony. Tony has his Rose. He got graduated from cardio rehabilitation. He's probably going to need another procedure. Let's talk about that for a second, Tony, because I've had 2 heart attacks. I have 3 stents. My dad, I believe, has had no heart attacks, and he's had triple bypass. We've all had cardio. So how you doing? Did you have an attack? Did you have a problem? What'd you go through? Tell me all about it. All right, pick a fight. Fine. Tony, you want to pick a fight? This is the first subject I was watching the other day. I was watching a television program. It was a Western, Django Unchained. And I was watching Django Unchained, and I thought to myself, you know what? The fact that human beings in the world right now still ride horses is wrong. It's stupid and it's wrong. It's unnatural. Have you seen it? Have you seen a person sitting on the back of a horse? It's like looking at a monkey riding a dog. It's gross. It's subjugating the animal. It's cruel if you're my size. We have scooters now. We have hoverboards. There is no reason to ride a live animal for fun. It's sick and it's wrong. What do you think? Pick the fight. There you go. Oh, Lyric says she's an IT help desk specialist. Who are you doing IT help for? So a lot of people, I have a lot of friends who are doing that job, and they like it a lot. You're able to work from home. I don't know if you're able to work from home, but I know they are, and they like it. Congratulations on the new gig. I hope it's helping out. Anybody have strong opinions about horseback riding? Now's the time. Spin the wheel. Wisdom. Man, a lot of wisdom today. I don't mind. I like wisdom. That's the most popular thing on my tickety talk anyway. All my videos have about 300 people watching them except for one, which for some reason has like 117,000. And it was one of these. I like wisdom as much as the next fella. So let's see if I can't share a little bit more. Nope, those are limericks. It gets tricky, folks. Uh-oh, I lost it. Wisdom, 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 wisdom. Oh no. Guess this must be at the top. I hope. Yay! All right, here we go. Life is life, whether in a cat or dog or man. There is no difference between a cat or a man. The idea of difference is a human conception for man's own advantage. That's wisdom from Sri Aurobindo. Might not be Spanish, Aurobindo. But it's right. That's just what I was talking about with the horse. We'll get back to that. Henceforth, I ask not good fortune. I myself am good fortune. Henceforth, I whimper no more. Postpone no more. Need nothing. Done with indoor complaints, libraries, querulous criticisms. Strong and content, I travel the open road. That's wisdom from Walt Whitman. I like Walt Whitman. Hey, how exciting. Oh, here we go. We got some information. She wishes she could work at home, but I'm so thankful for the job. I'm sorry it didn't work out that you can't work at home yet, but if you play your cards right, you probably can, because, you know, it's a phone job. So maybe. And then Kim's here. Oh, my goodness gracious. We got 3. Okay, back to the chat. This is exciting. We have 3 generations of Millwaters, ladies and gentlemen. Many as 4 since she's there with the babies. My dad is here. My sister is here. Her daughter is here. I'm here. She and the girls will be in Charlotte at the Zone on 12/17. My understanding is it's in January, and I will be there. I will be there because it's the big open bar show, and I know Julie Scoggins, one of my favorites, is going to be in it. Janet, the Tennessee Tramp, Janet Williams, Tennessee Tramp, one of the sweetest ladies I've ever known. And, of course, Caroline Picard is going to be there, so I am going to be there too. I'm going to see if I can't host. I may have to wear a wig. I am fully prepared to do so. I love all 3 of those ladies, and I sincerely am going to enjoy seeing that show and getting a hug from everybody, because that's a good group of people. I actually love all 3 of them. Very cool. Thanks, Kim. Where are you now? Greetings from Galveston. Okay, so that's Texas. That was, well, I don't even know which ships are which nowadays. That's kind of great. Hey, I heard Tony Esposito's going back to work. I think he got a job with Celebrity Cruises, and he's going back in the coming months. So that's pretty exciting. Where are you guys going to be playing for New Year's? Oh my God, Tony's here. Wait a minute. Look at all this stuff. Oh man, something went wrong. Look at this. Janet B. and Williams, there you go, talked about that. Hey, Johnny, lunch tomorrow. Tony, I would be absolutely, I'm so glad you're here, Tony. Thanks for coming in. I would be delighted to have lunch with you tomorrow. Making the whole household watch, big mistake. I wish you would. Yes, I'd be delighted to have lunch with you tomorrow or Tuesday. I forget if I'm double booked. If I'm not, I'd love to see you, and I miss you. I even got a Christmas present for you. So Lyric says hi to her mommy. Very exciting. Hi, Lurky. That's what she calls Lyric. Very sweet. Now, Dad says if you don't ride horses, they would only be another food. Nobody wants to eat horses. I don't know. Somebody, I think Washington's men, after a while, if you're hungry enough, it's all a pretty good idea. Tony says, I'm here, but he's not quite sure. Glad you're here, Tony. Got any requests? Any poems or anything? Lyric is making the whole household watch. So 4 generations of Millwaters. That is very, very exciting. Kim says, okay. Then Tony says, I had a widowmaker. Oh, there you go. This is what we're talking about with the cardio events. Here we go. I had a widowmaker. That is the auxiliary article that's twist. I don't know stuff. I had a widowmaker that was misdiagnosed as mystery back pain. For the next 7 months, he was treated for back pain. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice, I was having multiple cardiac events a day. 4 stints in February, 5th in July. CTO is probably next. I asked. LOL. Indeed, I did. That's a terrible thing that happened, and I'm sorry it was diagnosed as back pain. That's, anytime I go to the hospital, I tell them it's chest pains, even if it's not. Just, you get to the front of the line. It's not, actually, I don't think I've been to the hospital without chest pains. Caroline said the 17th, and she would know better than I would. Whenever it is, I'll be there. I will lend you a dress. Thank you very much. Fit the old one. Dad says hi. Ooh, Spienberg on the Dream. What, who's that? Hey, Mark Perry. He's a buddy of mine. That's Mark. He's one of the all-time heroes from my years at Carnival Cruise Lines. Glad to see you, Mark. How are you? Where you been? Where you living nowadays? You still in L.A.? Tony says he is. I don't know what that means, but he is. Janet Williams, Julie Scoggins, Amazing Comics, who I also love. And let us not forget the third. Hey, Daddy. Oh, that's Kim talking to Dad. Spienberg is partner on the Dream. I love the Dream. That's such a great ship. Tony says, yes. Good news. Hey, Daddy. Spienberg is my partner on the Dream. She's talking about the brilliant Mike Spienberg. He's another comedian who lives here in Charlotte. I didn't think he was going back to the ships. I thought he was pretty unhappy out there, but I'm glad he's working, and I hope he's happy. I hope you take good care of him. Now, Tony says, if you have eaten McDonald's, you have eaten horses. All right. I've eaten a lot of horses, a quarter a pound at a time. True story. Chest pain is the magic phrase that pays. Right to the front of the line at the hospital or getting on the plane at the airport. That's not true. I don't think you could do that. This is wonderful. Tony, I missed you, bud. I was trying to get in touch with you last week. Tony Knuckles. Meet Tony Esposito, a brilliant stand-up comedian, one of my oldest friends, and legendary comedian for Carnival for many, many years. And now he's more freelancing and killing it. And we're having lunch tomorrow. And Tony, a brilliant comic and I believe magician originally out of Jacksonville, who now lives in Pennsylvania. So got 2 Tonys. That's not bad. All right. Well, this is nice. Please feel free to keep on typing your roses and thorns or whatnot. Let's spin the wheel. Anything can happen when you spin the wheel, folks. For those first-time watchers, when we run out of chat, I spin the wheel and I do one of the things on the wheel. In this case, it's wisdom. Let's go back and do another piece of wisdom. A lot of wisdom today, but you really can't have too much. Never be afraid to do what's right, especially if the well-being of a person or animal is at stake. Society's punishments are small compared to the wounds we inflict on our souls when we look the other way. That's wisdom from Martin Luther King Jr. One more? You got it. When you are inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, all your thoughts break their bonds. Your mind transcends limitations. Your consciousness expands in every direction, and you find yourself in a new, great, and wonderful world. Dormant forces, faculties, and talents become alive, and you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than you ever dreamed yourself to be. That's wisdom from Patanjali. That's Patanjali. Patanjali. The J may be silent. All right, let's go back. Whoop. Popeyes, have fun. Let's spin the wheel. Monologue. All right, let's go back to the monologue. Let's do some Carlin. His dad's here. A little bit earlier today, I was doing some monologues from Brian Regan and Jim Gaffigan, but you missed it. Uh-oh, hold on. Rose, new Dr. Thorne, only 3 episodes. I hear that. Julia's here too. Oh, this is so exciting. Julia is the original fan. She's the first person to ever watch me stream back when I was on Twitch, and I'm going to be going back soon, I think. Welcome, Julia. I'm so glad you're here. How are things up in Connecticut? Did you enjoy your holiday? What about your upcoming holiday? How's that going to go? Okay, doing a monologue, and then we'll come back. We'll talk some more. Let's do extreme human behavior. Now, let's do coast-to-coast emergency. This is better. This is Coast to Coast Emergency by George Carlin. Well, I think it is certainly apparent by now that one of the things I enjoy in life is excess. I like things that are excessive. I like excessive behavior, excessive language, excessive violence. It's fun. It's interesting. It's exciting. I like it when nature is excessive. That's why I like natural disasters. All these natural disasters that have been going on, I fucking love them. I can't get enough of them. Oh, when nature's going crazy, throwing things around, scaring people and destroying property, I'm a happy fucking guy. I'm a happy fucking guy. I look at it this way. For centuries now, man has done everything he can to destroy, defile, and interfere with nature. Clear-cutting forests, strip-mining mountains, poisoning the atmosphere, overfishing the oceans, polluting the rivers and lakes, destroying wetlands and aquifers. So when nature strikes back and smacks man in the head and kicks him in the nuts, I enjoy that. I have absolutely no sympathy whatsoever for human beings. None. And no matter what the problem humans are facing, whether it's natural or man-made, I always hope it gets worse. Don't you? Don't you? Don't you have a part of you that secretly hopes everything gets worse? When you see a big fire on the TV, don't you hope it spreads? Don't you hope it gets completely out of control and burns down 6 counties? You don't root for the firemen, do you? I mean, I don't want him to get hurt or nothing, but I don't want him putting out my fire. That's my fire. That's nature showing off and having fun. I like fires. You know something else I like? Those spring floods in the Midwest. Aren't they great? Like clockwork. Spring floods in the Midwest. But I'm starting to notice, I'm starting to catch on that every year it's the same story. Every year another flood in the same place with the same people on the same river. Same fucking people. And these people do not move. They will not fucking move. They repaint, put down new carpeting and wallpaper, and they move right back in to the same fucking house on the floodplain next to the river. And then they wonder why grandma's floating down street with a parakeet on her head. 4th time. Again. 4th fucking time. There's no learning curve with these people. It's very hard to feel sorry for them. Every year, same fucking thing. Same rowboats. Out there paddling around, rescuing a chicken. What the fuck kind of life is that? Well, our kids love it here. Well, really, what do they got? Gills? And while you're showing all that action on the screen, the announcer is saying to me, it's been raining steadily for 3 days now. The ground can't hold any more water. The river is cresting higher than it has in 2 centuries. The levees have washed away, and I just hope it keeps raining and 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 raining. And it rains steadily for 5 years. And then after that, for 10 years, it's cloudy. with occasional showers. And the river never returns to its natural banks. It becomes a completely new river, and the borders of 3 states have to be changed, and all the maps and atlases have to be redrawn and reprinted, and no one's couch ever gets completely dried out. For years and years, every time they sit down, there's a little squish. Dan, Linda, come on in, you guys, have a seat. Squish, squish. I like that. I'm an interesting guy. I always hope that no matter how small the original problem is, it's going to grow into bigger and bigger proportions that get completely out of control. And I'll give you a concrete example. Let's say a water main breaks in downtown Los Angeles and it floods an electrical substation, knocking out all the traffic lights and tying up the entire city, and emergency vehicles can't get through. And at the same time, one of these month-long global heat waves comes along, but there's no air conditioning. There's no water for sanitation, so cholera, smallpox, and dysentery break out and thousands of people start dying in the streets. But before they die, parasites eat their brains, and they go completely fucking crazy, and they storm the hospital. But the hospital can't handle all the casualties, so these people rape all the nurses and set the hospital on fire. And then the flames drive them even crazier, so they start stabbing social workers and garbage men. And a big wind comes along, and the entire city goes up in flames. And the people who are still healthy, they get mad at the sick people, and they start crucifying them, nailing their crosses, trying on their underwear, shit like that. Then everybody smokes crack and PCP, and they march on City Hall, where they burn the mayor at the stake, strangle his wife, and take turns sodomizing the statue of Larry Flint. And at this point, it looks like pretty soon things are going to start to get out of hand. So everybody panics and they try to leave the city at the same time. And they trample each other to death in the streets by the thousands. And wild dogs eat their corpses. And the wild dogs chase the rest of the people down the highway. And one by one, the dogs pick off the old fucks and the slow people because they're in the fast lane where they don't belong. Get the fuck out of the fast lane if you're an old fuck. If you're a slow fuck, get over to the slow lane. Get over to the right. Get over to the right. And then the lucky ones, the lucky people who manage to make it all the way outside of town, they discover when they get there, the big sparks from the city have lit the suburbs on fire, and the suburbs burn uncontrollably, and thousands of identical houses have identical fires with identical smoke, killing all the identical soccer moms and their identical kids named Jason and Jennifer. And now the fire spreads to the farmlands, and the farmlands burn intensely at 425 degrees, creating millions of baked potatoes. And as the farmlands burn, thousands of barns and farmhouses begin to explode from all the hidden methamphetamine labs. And the meth chemicals run downhill into the rivers and streams where wild animals drink the water and get completely geeked on speed. So bears and wolves, amped up on crank, start roaming the countryside looking for people to eat, even though they're not really hungry. Then the fire spreads to the forest, and the forest burns furiously, and hundreds of elves and trolls and fairies come running out of the woods screaming, "Bambi is dead! Bambi is dead!" And he is, finally! That fucking little cunt Bambi is dead. Dead. Now, hundreds of regional fires come across in one huge interstate inferno, and all 12 of the western states are burning out of control, except Utah, where the Mormons don't allow fires. And the fire spreads across the Great Plains, toasting the wheat, cooking the cattle, and producing hamburgers, actually. Then it leaps to the Mississippi and races to the south, blowing up stills and interrupting lynchings and killing millions of inbred people. And then it turns northeast and heads for Washington, D.C., where George Bush can't decide if it's an emergency or not. He can't decide this. He don't know. Wow, it's hard work. You know, he can't decide because Dick Cheney's in prison. So instead, he takes a nap. He puts his empty fucking brainless head down to the little pillow his mother gave him at Christmas, and he takes a fucking nap. So the fire moves to Philadelphia, but it's a weekend, and Philadelphia is closed on the weekends. So the fire moves to New York City, and the people of New York tell the fire to go fuck itself. Go fuck yourself. And it does, and it does. So instead, it burns down Long Island and Connecticut, killing all the rich white assholes and completely destroying their evil, faggoty golf courses. And while all this is going on, Canada burns to the ground, but nobody notices. And now the entire North American continent is on fire, producing a huge thermal updraft and creating an incendiary cyclonic macro system that forms a hemispheric megastorm, breaking down the molecular structure of the atmosphere and actually changing the laws of physics. Then you know what happens. Fire and water combine. Burning clouds of flaming rain fall upward. Gamma rays and solar winds ignite the ionosphere, creating huge clouds of ionized plasma. Bolts of lightning 20 million miles long begin shooting out of the North Pole, and the sky fills up with green shit. And then, suddenly, the entire fabric of space-time splits in two. A huge crack in the universe opens, and all the dead people from the past start falling through. Babe Ruth, Groucho Marx, Davy Crockett, Tiny Tim, Porky Pig, Hitler, Janis Joplin, Alan Ludden, my Uncle Dave, your Uncle Dave, everybody's Uncle Dave, an endless stream of Uncle Daves falling through the crack, and all the dead Uncle Daves gather around a heavenly kitchen table. They light up cigarettes and they begin to talk. They talk about how they never got a break, how their parents didn't love them, how their children were ungrateful. They talk about how the government screwed them out of money and they just missed out on a big job. They say the Jews own everything and the blacks get special treatment. And all the hatred and bitterness drips out of these people and forms a big pool of liquid hate. And the pool of liquid hate begins to spin. Round and round it spins, faster and faster, and faster it spins. The bigger it gets, faster and faster, bigger and bigger, until the woolen pole of hate is bigger than the entire universe. And then suddenly it explodes into trillions of tiny stars. And every star has a trillion planets, and every planet has a trillion Uncle Daves. And all the Uncle Daves have good jobs, perfect eyesight, and shoes that fit. They have great sex lives and free health care. They understand the internet. Their kids think they're cool. And they all love their neighbors. And every week, without fail, Uncle Dave wins the lottery. Forever and ever until the end of time, Uncle Dave has a winning ticket. And Uncle Dave is finally happy. Now do you see why I like it when nature gets even with humans? Yay, Carlin is fantastic. Hey, Stephanie's here too. Cool. All right, let's go back to the chat. We got lots to talk about. Now, Julia, she says that she's the OG fan. She is. Things are busy, but good. How am I? Oh, thank you for asking. I'm doing very well. Feeling pretty happy. I'm going to stay home for the holidays this year. Got a Christmas tree up in the house. I'm really, really nice. Looking forward to today. Thanks for asking. Tony thinks that whole yelling thing was intense. It sure is. That was from his that was from his last special. Now that I think about it. No, second to last special. That was from Life is Worth Losing, which is a very dark special, as I pointed out in another episode. That was the special that he wrote after he got sober. So he saw the world as kind of a darker place. So Stephanie says hi. Dad says hi. And we're all up to speed. If anybody has any requests or want to talk more about Roses and Thorns, let me know. I'm going to take us to the poetry corner because we haven't done any poetry yet. And that's one of my favorite parts. Headphones on for this. Let us do Stopping by Woods. Check the angle, hold on. There we go. This is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sound's the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. That's a great one. All right, let's spin the wheel. Thanks for the claps. I appreciate it. Feeling nice. Let's go to that show. If anybody wants to talk about their feelings, they can. Let's see. I felt a lot of shame this week because I was sleeping a whole lot. A little bit too much, really. I didn't miss dropping anybody off or picking anybody up or making anybody dinner or anything like that, but still, I slept a lot more than I probably should. I'm feeling really excited that I have so much family in the chat. That makes me really happy. It makes me happy that my family is healthy and happy again. Charlotte's feeling way better. Let's see. I'm excited about writing this week. I've decided that we're going to do another episode of Crazy Late, my talk show, except rather than host it, I'll produce it. We'll use a different host, Jordan Sentry, a friend of mine. I call him Face Man, behind his back. Anyway, that'll be in about 3 months, so I'm excited about getting that together. That's about all I can think of. How are you guys feeling? All right, let's spin the wheel. Roses and Thorns. I already did that one. I'm going to do another poem. I love this one. Gotta go right there. Okay. This is Obeyed. This is Obeyed by Philip Larkin. I work all day and get half drunk at night. Waking at 4 to soundless dark, I stare. In time, the curtain edges will grow light. Till then I see what's really always there. Unresting death, a whole day nearer now, making all thought impossible, but how, and where, and when I shall see myself die. Arid interrogation, yet the dread of dying and being dead flashes afresh to hold and horrify. The mind blanks at the glare, not in remorse, the good not done, the love not given, time torn off unused, nor wretchedly because an only life can take so long to climb, clear of its wrong beginnings, and may never, but at the total emptiness forever, the sure extinction that we travel to, and shall be lost in always. Not to be here, not to be anywhere, and soon. Nothing more terrible, nothing more true. There's a special way of being afraid no trick dispels. Religion used to try that vast, moth-eaten musical brocade created to pretend we never die, and spacious stuff that says no rational being can fear a thing it will not feel, not seeing that this is what we fear: no sight, no sound, no touch, or taste, or smell, nothing to think with, nothing to love or link with, the anesthetic from which none come round. And so it stays just on the edge of vision, a small, unfocused blur, a standing chill that slows each impulse down to indecision. Most things may never happen. This one will. And realization of it rages out in furnace fear when we are caught without people or drink. Courage is no good. It means not scaring others. Being brave lets no one off the grave. Death is no different whined at than withstood. Slowly, light strengthens, and the room takes shape. It stands plain as a wardrobe what we know, have always known, know that we can't escape. Yet, we can't accept. One side will have to go. Meanwhile, telephones crouch, getting ready to ring in locked-up offices, and all the uncaring, intricate, rented world begins to rouse. The sky is white as clay, with no sun. Work has to be done. Postmen, like doctors, go from house to house. I like that. Lots of fun in the chat. Let's see what we got here. That is a good poem. Hey, too old to have feelings, Dad says. Well, I didn't know that was a thing. I look forward to that. Julie says, excellent poem. I agree. It's one of my all-time favorites. If you guys have any favorites, feel free to DM me, and I'll add them to the list. Tony, Lyric is a beautiful name. Why does everyone call you Lurky? Well, you have to understand they're all related to her. Stephanie says Turkey Lurky is what we called her when she was a baby, her whole life. She was a turkey when she was younger, probably still is. And she's Lyric's granddad, never calls her Lurky. Well, there you go. There you go. So we got both sides of that argument. Let's keep rolling. Feels like they're fighting now. No fighting. Wisdom. Already got so much. All right, let's go this way. Let's see. I hope this is wisdom. Yay, there it is. Sorry, just trying to find the right places. Here we go. Sorry about that, folks. A lot of dead air there. Let's see. I swore never to be silent whenever and wherever human beings endure suffering and humiliation. We must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented. That's wisdom from Elie Wiesel. Let you guys work that out on your own. Let's sing a song. I feel like singing a song. Three Fingers Whiskey, pleasures the drinkers. Moving does more than the drinking for me. Willie tells me, the viewers and thinkers say, moving's the closest thing to being free. He's rosined his rigging, he's laid back his wages, he's dead set on riding the big rodeo. My woman's tight with an overdue baby. Willie keeps yelling, hey gypsy, let's go. Willie is wild as the Texas Blue Northern, red and rolled from the same makings as me. I reckon we'll ramble till hell freezes over, Willie, the wandering gypsy and me. Well, ladies, we surely will take of your favors, and we surely warn you there never will be a single soul living can put brand or handle on Willie, the wandering gypsy and me. Willie is wild as the Texas Blue Northern, bred and rolled from the same makings as me. We reckon she'll ramble till hell freezes over, Willie, the wandering gypsy and me. Stephanie's on her way out. Bye, Stephanie. Spend the week. That song's by Billy Joe Shaver. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, see, we've done poems, we've done songs, did a long joke, no short jokes. Come on, wisdom has come up over and over and over. Good feeling, haven't done a short story, but there's no time now. Good feelings. Let's go to jokes. See if I can find a couple jokes out. Right. Updated it this week. All right. Bye-bye, everyone. All right, I got one for you. Come here. Come here. Okay. All right. You know, the only time I've ever gotten a hole-in-one is when I bought 2 pairs of pants. I got a hole-in-one. Huh? That's fast. All right, here we go. A priest, a minister, and a rabbi want to see who's best at the job, so they go into their woods. They find a bear, and they attempt to convert the bear. Later, they get together. The priest says, "When I found the bear, I read to him from the catechism and sprinkled him with holy water. Next week is his first communion." "I found a bear by the stream," said the minister, "and preached God's holy word. The bear was so mesmerized, he let me baptize him." They both looked down at the rabbi, who was lying on a gurney in a body cast. "Looking back," he says, "maybe I shouldn't have started with the circumcision." It's hard to circumcise a bear. A highway patrolman pulled along a speeding car on the highway. Looking at the car, he was astounded to see that the elderly woman behind the wheel was knitting. The trooper cranked down his window and he yelled, "Pull over!" And she says, "No! Cardigan!" It's a knitting joke. All right. Almost out of time. Spin the wheel. Cakes, yeah. Let us head to the Shakespeare stage. No more sonnets. You common cry of curse, whose breath I hate as reek of the rotten fens, whose loves I prize as the dead carcasses of unburied men that do corrupt my air, I banish you, and here remain with your uncertainty. Let every feeble rumor shake your hearts. Your enemies with nodding of their plumes fan you in despair. Have the power still to banish your defenders till at length your ignorance, which finds not till it feels, making not reservation of yourselves, still your own foes, deliver you as most abated captives to some nation that won you without blows, despising for ye the city. Thus I turn my back. There is a world elsewhere. That's from Coriolanus, Act 3, Scene 3. All right. Nothing new in the chat since Stephanie said goodbye. A cappella. All right then, back to the theme. Let's see. Let's do Accentuate the Positive by Johnny Mercer. Oh, uh-oh. Hit the wrong button. I got to start over. There we go. Accentuate the Positive by Johnny Mercer. Gather round me, everybody. Gather round me while I preach some. Feel a sermon coming over me. The topic will be sin, and that's what I'm again. If you wanna hear my story, then settle back and just sit tight while I start reviewing the attitude of doing right. You've got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. You've got to spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium, liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale and Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said we better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between. Oh, wow, hey, we got somebody new, Penelope. Let's go spin the wheel. Now let's go talk to the chat. That's exciting. Welcome, Penelope. Thank you so much for asking. Who do I speculate is the most promising up-and-coming comedian? There's a guy named Joe Zimmerman. He's originally out of Charlotte, lives in New York now. He's been opening up for Brian Regan, who I think is the best stand-up comic working in America, and Nate Bargatze, who's on his way there. Nate Bargatze just recorded his last special. His first album is called Smiling at Wolves, and I think he's going to be very, very big. Again, that's Joe Zimmerman. That's nationally. Locally, there's a couple of people who are amazing. Christine McLennan is doing performance pieces unlike anything I've ever seen anybody do, except maybe a young Albert Brooks. Really interesting out-of-the-box stuff. Paul Platt is a second-generation comedian and a very, very funny writer and performer. There's all kinds of great talent coming out of Charlotte. But nationally, my money's on Joe Zimmerman. Who are you, Penelope? How do I know you? Where are you writing in from? The show's almost over, I'm afraid to say, so we don't have too much time to chat, but I am curious. There's about a 45-second delay, but we work around it. It'll be fine. Welcome, Penelope. I'm going to come right back after you answer the question. Who do you think is the biggest up-and-coming comic on his way right now? Nate Bargatze just broke through. He's playing arenas now. But I think Joe Zimmerman, when it's time, is going to be the biggest. Let's spin the wheel. And big ups for the use of the word speculate. There's pick a fight. All right, we already did this earlier in the... All right, it works though. That's what matters. Pick a fight is where I pick something. I sort of take maybe an unpopular take on something. Today's unpopular take was I think horseback riding is weird and wrong. If anybody has an alternative argument, put it in the chat. Oh, that actually looks like we're at a chime. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in to Johnny Millwater's Happy Place. I'll be back next Sunday, probably here on Facebook. I'll be in Twitch in a couple of weeks, reading my favorite poems, singing my favorite songs. Hope you had a few laughs today. And remember, the only way... Nope, Johnny Mercer, one of my all-time favorites. He's one of my namesakes. Great lyricist and singer, as it turns out. But anyway, thanks for watching. And until next time, remember, the only way to save this country is for all of us to love one another. So love yourself first, then love somebody else if you can. Then love everybody. That's what I'm trying to do. Till next time. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep shining through just like you always do, and the blue skies will push the dark clouds far away. And would you please say hello to the folks that I know, and tell them I won't be long. You'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Thanks for watching, and remember, be good, but not too good. Bye-bye.